Hey guys, how are you? This is Ernest EBM and I welcome you to my EBM Scholars channel. And today I have a very interesting topic for discussion, you and I, and especially the people from Europe, America, just overall diaspora. Diaspora people nowadays, if you go to the YouTube channel, you search, for instance, going back to Africa, going back to Asia, you'll see a lot of people after spending so many years, they decide maybe I have to go back to my home country. I have to go to live or retire. Some people, they want to retire to go back to their home country. So the question of today is why nowadays we see a lot of immigrants deciding to go back to their home countries. And what are the challenges they are facing? I don't know. I've never done that. But I just want to have this kind of discussion and see, because it is a little bit controversial to some other people when they see, okay, you have lived in a certain country maybe for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and now you decide to move from America, you move from Los Angeles, you move from Chicago back to Kenya, back to Namibia, like, oh, you want to go back to Nepal. Why are you doing that? Some people, they think, oh, maybe this guy has been deported. Why do you want to? Some people want to go to America, some people want to go to Germany, and you have been there for all these years and you want to come back. So it is a little bit controversial to some people to understand what's really going on. So I've watched some of the videos, as I said, from many people, and what challenges there have been, what their reasons behind. Majority of people, like 99% of all people who are going back, it is their choice. It's not like they have been deported. Some of them, they already have green card. They are permanent residents in their countries. In these countries, they have been citizens. But they decide maybe I will have to go back. So I want to share some of the reasons behind. I just tried to gather some of the people who want to see what is overall. But the purpose of this video is not to discourage people who have dreams or plans or the ambitions of still going to Europe, still going to Canada, still going to Australia, still come to America for studies, for visiting, to live there permanently. I don't want to be discouraged, like, why all these people are coming back? Is it that very horrible over there? That's why they decide to come back? No. So my point is, each person has dreams. Each person has different objectives and plans, things they want to accomplish in their life. Someone might, okay, I want to go to Europe because I want to get a job, or I want to get capital to start my business. Maybe after 5-10 years, if I get those things, I can come back to my home country. Some people, okay, when they left, their parents, they were still young, things of that nature. So, but now their parents, maybe they are old. I have to go back. I can be able to stay with my relatives, my family, things of that nature. Some people, they have kids. It reaches a point, I want to connect with my culture. I have to connect. I have to bring to my kids so that they can learn the culture. And then maybe down the road, they can come back here. There are some people of those category. So there are so many reasons why people, they want to do that. Some, okay, I just want to go there, work 5 years or 10 years, get business, getting startup fund. I come back here, I do business. Or some people, they want, okay, I want maybe to live maybe in Germany, become a German citizen, and work with UN in other countries. So you end up working in your own country or other countries in Africa or other countries in Asia. So there are so many reasons as to why people decide to relocate back to their home countries or back to another continent in general, or can be within Africa. So I want you to, before, in case you want to visit, you want to travel to live in this country, it is worth also to check some people's reasons, to understand why they decided to move back. So some people, they might move back because they were not able to handle certain aspect of maybe Swedish culture or American culture or Canadian culture. So if you know the reason or challenges people went through, it will be better for you to start planning and articulating and trying to build a bigger skin, very tough skin. That means you can be able to handle the challenges people are going through. So for instance, if someone decided maybe I want to come back because I haven't seen, I was not able to be closer to my family, especially when I have kids. So if you want to live here for very longer time. So you start, like from day one, you start needing to think about how are you going to able to save some money. Maybe after every 2 to 3 years, it's very expensive, but I can be able to travel with my family to visit my grandfather, my father, whatever. So things of that nature can be able to help you to guide it towards. If you want to, let's say, to think about raising children, yes, the culture of raising children here is a little bit different. What good things can you take from your own African culture, from your own Asian culture, from your Latin American culture, and bring in here and take the best of America and put them together, so you can get because even if you live in your own country, still those challenges are still there, because you grew up in the village, for instance, but now you live in town. Your wife is from another tribe. Still, even if you are both Tanzanian, you are both Kenyan, you are both from Ghana, being from different tribe, you still have different cultural background, even if we have certain maybe Ghanaian culture or Nigerian culture, but still there's someone from Igbo state, someone from another state have certain difference in terms of food, in terms of how they worship, in terms of how they eat, in terms of how they wear. It's a little bit different. So how are you going to embrace certain things? But also, like if you are here, you have to make sure that maybe your kids have to learn Swahili, your kids have to learn the Igbo language, your kids have to learn certain your tribal language. How are you going to do that while you are here? So that when you go back, I mean, in case even you take them back, the kids can be able to incorporate, or even if they want to travel, they can feel they're back into their own motherland or in their own culture. So there are so many challenges. Each person has different decisions. So if you want to make a decision to come to live permanently, maybe in US, permanently in Canada, permanently in another country, you have to go through people's perspectives. It can help you to strategize how you can be able to succeed in these countries. How are you able to plan things ahead of the time? So someone can say, okay, because for me, maybe I didn't get a good job, so I don't want to stay here and just working in the warehouse for a long time. If I go back, I have a degree, I can get a better job, things of that nature. So you have to, when you come here, you have, okay, so maybe there is a certain kind of program when I'm studying, I want to go to America, I can study direct nursing instead of studying sociology. So you can start planning things even ahead, positioning yourself. If the opportunities comes into your hand, you are good to go, you are good to succeed. So that is, I want to give some of those one. So I don't know yet, maybe one day I'll be coming here and give you maybe the reason why I decided maybe in the future, maybe why I want to go back to Africa. My reason might be vastly different from another person. So each person has different desires, has different reasons. So don't take someone's reasons and justify, oh, I don't want to go again in America because Ernest decided to live in Africa, or John decided to go back to Ghana. No, those are their own reasons. Those are their own aspiration and everything, their own objectives. You have your own reasons. Not because someone decided to become a doctor and maybe failed on something doesn't need to define all people in your own country that you don't need to study medicine because your neighbor studied medicine and maybe didn't perform well certain kind of operations. Each person has different reason. Each person has different ways on able to succeed. Each person has different ways or a reason why they fail on something. The only thing is learn from everyone. Those who succeeded, those who failed. Each person has different reason. Calm down. Make your own blueprint on how you can be able to succeed, on how you can be able to perform certain things basing on your own standards. This is not a sprint. You have your own lane. You have your own area, your own road on how you are supposed to reach at the destination. What speed do you want to do is your own. You want to go so fast, don't look on another person how speed. Someone can come here on day one, they won the lottery for green card, so that person will start in a different stage compared to someone who come as a student first, in terms of getting the immigration documentation and being allowed to work full time. So you have to know that each person came with different realities, different reasons, different type of visas. Maybe for me, I used maybe 10 years to get a house. Another person used 2 years. So don't use someone who will go to the house, purchase the house as an immigrant within 2 years. That means you have to force yourself to get a house within 2 years. You might end up doing bad things and you'll be in trouble. So stay on your lane, but as long as you learn from everybody, be aware of other people's lane, but don't copy and paste someone's lifestyle, someone's dreams, and just do them because they are not part of you. Just dig deep, learn from others, and create your own personalized menu, personalized dreams, personalize everything. So if you want to stay here forever, know for sure what things you need to do. So if you want to, how to raise your kids in America, know what kind of aspect of culture from your country can import and put to your kids. What aspect of, for instance, like business, if you want to invest, okay, you can bring some items from your country to sell here. Or how are you going to be able to do on Amazon, on eBay, things of that nature. So not all the time you have to go move completely back to your own country. But if it needs you to move, what kind of business can you be able to do? So there are so much layers in between here to make that kind of decision. So don't just jump and just move. And if someone moves back, yes, there will be a lot of challenges, just like someone when you arrive on the first day. 10 years ago, Namibia, Zimbabwe is vastly different compared to Zimbabwe of the current year. So don't go back and just jump in. And don't make this decision based on what you see on the internet. If you want to go back to your, to your own country, take a trip, visit at least a year before you make that decision so that you can see the reality instead of just jumping and just look on the internet. Oh, nowadays this is school fees, and you go there, things are vastly different. So those are the things I want to share with you. Like, we see there is a big influx of people. Majority of people are moving back, and I don't know, they want to share, which is very, very good to give some other people perspective that should I move too, or should I continue to stay here? And they give, the good thing, these kind of YouTubers, they give a status update on what they are up to, what challenges, what things they didn't think about before they moved, and which maybe be a mistake. So that for you, if you want to do this something, make sure that you look all those as aspects in order to make a very informed decision. So that is something I want to share with you, and I'd like to hear your opinion. For those who have maybe decided to move, for those who want to stay here, is it a good move, someone to make that decision while you have already settled, you have kids, you have whatever, if you want to move? So I want to hear your opinion. And for those who want to come to America, or those who want to visit Canada, or those who go to Europe, Sweden, Norway, wherever, will you ever, what is your plan to come here and stay for a few years and then you go back to your own country, or you want to go for good forever and stay there until you die there? So what's your take on that one? So I would like to hear, and let's have this conversation, and I'm waiting for your first comment. I'll be happy to answer that comment, and I will engage in the conversation on the comments below. So let me end up here, but in case you haven't subscribed on this channel, please do so, and remember to share these videos with others. Yeah. And if you have any topic you want me to share, because this is one of the suggested topic from some people through the comments, so I say, okay, let me go ahead and make the video on this particular area. For me, I cannot speak for someone else. Each person has different reason. It can be a good move, can be a bad move. So the person himself or herself will be able to judge whether the decision they made was good or was bad. But others we cannot judge, because each person has different kind of aspiration and different kind of dreams. So thank you everyone, and I really appreciate your continued support, and goodbye everyone. Again, share the video, remember to subscribe.